Alright, I was on a roll and then I screwed up the video, but whatever. So this is the second part to that video. I changed it. Negative 135 degrees. That's what I want right now. So negative 135 degrees, that's negative 90 degrees plus negative 45 degrees. So I want to walk negative 90 degrees and another 45 degrees. That's a 45 degree chunk. Okay, so if we walk this much, this much. Okay, we're walking backwards. So this is technically negative 135 degrees. So that famous guy is that, so that 45 degree angle, that's a famous pi guy. That's really 5 pi over 4. Okay. And what degree or what GPS coordinates are those? Negative root 2 over 2, negative root 2 over 2. So in the last video I said I'd get that full unit circle up. Well, I'm going to have all that full unit circle put up, so hopefully you've looked at all those documents before you got here, and this will make a lot more sense. Hey, it's the first time I'm teaching online, so we're learning together. Yay! Alright, so cotangent is equal to x over y. So you have negative root 2 over negative root 2 over 2. That's equal to positive 1. So that was one of our famous guys. Okay. Alright, tangent of negative 120 degrees. I'll put that in a different color even though I wrote it in blue. 120 degrees, negative. So negative 90 plus another 30 chunk is negative 120 degrees. Okay, that angle is negative 120 degrees, which was actually above our positive 120 degrees. Let me bring that back. Look at positive 120 degrees there, negative 120 degrees is below it. So I want this tangent of this. Tangent is y over x, so that's going to equal, what's that famous point down there? That's the one of the pi over 3 guys. That technically that is 4 pi over 3. So, which is negative 1/2 negative root 3 over 2, and I want the y over the x. Okay. So negative root 3 over 2 over negative 1/2 equals negative root 3 over 2 times negative 2 over 1, which is positive root 3. Okay. Alright, let's keep it moving. Sine of negative 11 pi over 4, that is something old, but I just wanted to throw it on there. Whether you're talking in radians or mileage, it's the same deal. So negative 11 pi over 4. So I told you there's a bunch of ways you can do it. I'm doing it the mixed number way. That is 4 goes into 11 how many times? Twice. So negative 2 pi and negative 3 pi over 4. So it's negative 2 3/4. That's your mixed number. So I want to walk negative 2 pi miles and then another negative 3 pi over 4 chunk. So negative 2 miles is here, okay, after walking backwards, okay, and then another 3 pi over 4 chunk. So here's 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4. So there's negative 11 pi over 4 right there. And we already have those coordinates written down. Negative root 2 over 2, negative root 2 over 2, and I want the sine value, which is negative root 2 over 2. That's the y. So that's just practice. For degrees, or I'm sorry, radians and mileage, same deal. Cosine of 65 degrees. Cosine of 65 degrees. Alright, if this is cosine of 60 degrees, which is our famous guy, which is pi over 3 radians, 65 is not famous. Oh, that's so sad. Boo-hoo. I'm so upset. Oh, you guys will survive. So just a little bit past it will give us 65 degrees. So this angle is 65 degrees. That is going to be an approximation. You will survive. So what would be that x value to get to that point? It's not 1/2. We know that's 1/2, so it's smaller than 1/2. So use decimals. 0.5 is 1/2, so it's about 0.4. Okay, so you are going to have to approximate your degree measure as well. You will survive. Alright, let's try another one. What is this one? Negative 25 degrees. Okay, negative 25 degrees. So, I'll do it in purple, that's fine. Negative 25 degrees. So if this is our famous guy of negative 30 degrees, that means negative 25 is about there. Okay. Alright, so we want the cotangent of negative 25 degrees. That's the x over the y. So that's approximately, so this, let's get this approximate point here. Go to the right. If you, on the x-axis, if you go to the right, that's about 0.9. That's positive going to the right. And down is maybe about 0.2, 0.3. And you went negative. Okay. It's an approximation, that's fine. So the x is about positive 0.9. And the y is about negative 0.3. So you get about negative 3. So people are going to have different approximations. That's fine. Get as close as you need to. Use Desmos if you need to. Okay. We'll see how close I was. You can tell me how wrong I was. Cosecant of negative 170 degrees. Alright. Well, we know negative 180 degrees is there. It's the same as positive 180 degrees. 180 degrees, negative 180 degrees. So, that means 107, negative 170 degrees is about right there. So what are the x and y values? Oh no, what do we need? Cosecant is 1 over, what is it? Y, because it's the 1 over the sine. So that's going to be about 1 over, it's going to be a approximation. The y value, go a little bit down. So if that was 0.3, that's going to be about 0.2. We didn't go as far down on the y-axis. So about negative 0.2. And no, you cannot leave your answer as 1 over negative 0.2. You're going to have to clean that up. You can multiply the top by 10 and the bottom by 10. If you do that, that's going to be 10 over negative 2. Right? Multiply by 10, which is negative 5. Maybe you approximate it a little bit differently. That's fine. That's my approximation according to my circle. Okay. This is L. That's negative 170. It's just hard to read. Okay. Alright, so now you know how to do the trig functions with degrees. You already knew radians, you just didn't realize that's what you were doing. And I'm going to get a full unit circle up, which hopefully you've already looked at before this video. So I'll fill this in with a look at all those famous degrees. And this video will make a lot more sense if you look at this first. Alright, bye guys.